All right, so just very, I'm going to go through that slide. Main criteria for version 6 have been to get as much templating in as possible and to untangle child blogs from categories that there was in version, pre-version 6. Co-authorship, making that easier and better, making themed blogs easier, like having, saying, okay, well, this blog is about this blog is about this. Add images to the metadata, so add images to the blog. So the blog now has an image, and every post can have an image in the metadata. This is specific, particularly useful also in RSS feeds, where you can actually pass that image along, and other RSS readers will display that image. Now, and integrate better with Dean and Social, because actually version 5 was written by someone else, or the changes of version 5 were written by someone else who wanted to integrate it with Dean and Social, but it wasn't completely finished yet. So I wanted to task that. So why did I completely rewrite it? I invite you to have a look at the code base of blog version 5, 4, or 3, and I think you'll quickly see the answer why it needed to be rewritten. It was a total mess. And keep in mind that code originated at around DNN2, and it was never changed since then. So yeah, there's a lot of dead wood there, and there had been no rewrite since that time. So, and like I said, version 5 was an unfinished integration. And so why did I attempt this? Well, I'm convinced that without a first-class open source blog module for the platform, we can try whatever we want, but we'll never be taken seriously as an open source CMS. So I felt very strongly about the fact that we should have at least a decent blog module that was free and open source. So key characteristics: a user can create any amount of blogs. Permissions are set per blog for various aspects, so you can set permissions for who can write to the blog, who can add posts to the blog, and for the commenting you can set all kinds of switches for it. A blog is tied to a blog module, and okay, here we get into the intricacies of the blog module, and what throws some people off in this change is that the minute you throw a blog module on a page, it will assume that the blogs that you create in that module belong to that module, but you can actually point it to another blog module in your portal, and then that functionality changes. It becomes basically just a representation of the data of the other blog module. It can be on any page, any other page of the site. And so yeah, exactly, either it has its own content or it displays content from another blog module. And every blog module shows a specific template. There's no more hard ASCX going on. Now, templating is based off token replace. Anyone has looked into the templates for the new blog module yet, or tried, or pulled the hair out? No? Okay. So I'll just briefly show you that. It builds on my earlier work on this. The characteristics are like you don't need programming knowledge. You just need to have a list of what those, what the tokens are. It's robust because if you screw up your template, it will just either not show some HTML, but it won't actually break your site. It doesn't. There's no active code, which hooks into the last one. You can have regular users edit this because there's no active code being run on the server by the template. And the main characteristic of the whole templating system is a mechanism which I use to invoke sub-templates. So you have a template, HTML file basically invoking other HTML templates as sub-templates. So very quickly, I'm just going to show you the templating system. There's not much time, but allow me to just show you this. This is considered the most complex of the solution. The feedback that I've had is, yes, there's a learning curve there, but once people have gotten into the groove, they find that they can pretty much create anything they want with it. So it always starts with the template HTML. The template HTML here says in its token to load a subtemplate, list HTML, and a specific condition based on the query, whether it has a post selected or not. In this case, there should not be a post selected. So as you can see already, there's a particular syntax to these tags, but the tags themselves resemble to a certain degree the kind of token replace tokens that we've used somewhere else. So the list is here, and then the list here runs through to a div where you get a subtemplate calling post.html, and that actually iterates over a collection posts. So if I go to post.html, this is the core like template that runs for every post. And again, we're using regular token replace in between. And that all comes from the main blog ASCX, and the main blog ASCX actually has the handling of the template data retrieval. So posts, here we go, ensure post list, we go to that one. There we go, that's where it loads the post list based on the environment variables. What that looks like, so what kind of scala of things can you expect from this? Well, basically you can have the classic blog view. Let me just quickly fire up the site where actually the development is happening. Yeah, actually they are auto-generated. Those are all the sites. On the left were all my bookmarks, and on the right were all my installed sites. And this is using classic ASP. Yes, it's still there. It's still there, it still works. Like every time I change operating system, like or a new PC, I wonder, okay, is this thing still going to work or not? Try it, oh, it still works. So anyway, yeah, let me have a look. Where'd the menu go? Oh, look, that was responsive. So, like the default module has, you know, a somewhat newish look. It's not meant to be kind of the definitive, this is how it's going to be over the next decade kind of look. I hope to solicit more designs going forward of these templates. As you can see, the templates were actually organized in just one folder. So the whole thing is geared towards, in the future, having a template exchange where it's just a zip file, whatever is in that folder, and boom, you can move it over from one place to the other. But all of these are actually blog modules, and they're all showing a different template. So this one is showing just a list of authors, this one is showing a list of posts, and as soon as actually, there are no posts on Joe's blog. Let's go to this one. And then you see a selection of the posts. Okay, so anyway, and you've got calendars with post dates, but of course they go back a long way. There we go. Oops. And we can sort that, etc. So anyway, this, and as you can see, like the image, you can do various tricks with it. But you can take it all the way to what was shown earlier actually today, which I thought was interesting to actually see it. Because I just hooked in and I made a template for the blog module using the same stuff that Daniel was showing for his Too Sexy Content module, which is the timeline JS thing. And yeah, so that's totally possible. You know, all it is again, it's a template. It's there. Hang on a second. Let me just close that off. Timeline JS template. Here you go. There's a template. Yeah, sure. And a post. And all this. I mean, this injects basically JavaScript a JavaScript thing into the template, and the template, basically the timeline.js, all it is a huge blob of JavaScript, or basically a JavaScript object that you're creating, and then just calling this timeline.js plugin to throw it at that. So yeah, it basically generates that, a blob of JavaScript, and for the rest all we have is, come on, show me all the files. Yeah. This is localized as well. All right. So we have good, got the timeline.js in there. That's where that hides. That's where the magic happens. Anyway, so that's the result of it. This is a 10-minute, it's almost an elevator presentation of a blog module, I guess. What was it again? Classic view is basically as we had it before, with the little funny things and then the labels. There's categorization, there's tagging in there. Tagging actually leverages the core tagging. The content of the post itself has become a content item, so it kind of immediately feeds into the core framework. I've spent a lot of time trying to get that to like coherently work, to actually build a module right off the content items, rather than what the version 5 did, which actually copied content over to content items, meaning that your blog post in version 5 is always twice in a database. Once it's in the posts table and once it's in the content items table. That's now history. It's all in the content items table, and there's just some metadata sitting in the post table. So if you think, where the hell did my blog post go? It's in the content items table. All right, so that's roughly it. What is the, what can we say about the future, near future? Do we have liftoff or not? There we go. Demo, future, improve on the templates. That's one thing. First-class online template editor, that's something that I would love to see happen. Sasha was going to talk about this. He's been working on this, to have a generic template editor in DNN, and some template tutorials would be nice online, and a template exchange. So, and a skin with integrated template. That's right. The template can also load. You can also ship the template inside of a skin if you want to. Blog module will pick it up and will show that. So the idea is that in the future you can deliver a skin with all of the necessary bits and pieces for the blog module. All right. Well, that was it.